Citizens of the world, hello. For those of you who are new, my name is Angela and you're watching Les Amis de la Vaisselle. Just recently, I got an inbox message which read, "What is this, theme week in primary school? Stop telling your friends what to do if we're going to talk about freedom." Well, I will not tolerate hypocrisy in myself, so I choose to take this message at face value as a critique of my actions and try to do better. Friends, you have carte blanche. Do what thou wilt. Not only that, but my friends have sort of told me what to talk about this time, namely social welfare. I'm not going to rehash the importance of it because you already know that, and if you don't, I suggest you take a look at our previous round of Les Amis videos. You'll know what I'm referring to when you get there. Instead, let's examine a common criticism, namely that social welfare incentivizes laziness. The argument goes that a person is actually better off slacking and letting the system provide for them, because it's less effort. There's the moralizing angle, of course, but there's also the argument that if everyone did that, the system as a whole would collapse, which is more or less true. If everyone acted like that, the system would collapse. But here's the thing, and I'm talking to you now first and foremost as citizens, we each of us bear responsibility for a system that supports the most vulnerable. Now, a short list of what I'm not saying. 1. I'm not saying you owe unconditional allegiance to whatever system you live under, and if you ever put those words in my mouth. 2. I'm not saying that systems are good just by virtue of them being systems. 3. I'm not saying we should use this to suppress individuality or individual identities. Supporting a good system is not the same as being assimilated into someone else's laundry list of permissible identities. There's this kind of fusion of individualism and utilitarianism we have going on in our brains and our cultures. It's a sort of hybrid of wanting to be in a permanent state of comfort and thinking, F the world, I don't owe them anything, when the truth is that we all owe each other things. The truth is that nobody should have to earn the right to exist, but that for everyone to be able to exist, we all have to chip in. Systems can and should be critiqued, but when people use the idea of freeloading to critique the Nordic model of welfare, it's a cheap argument. Now, I won't go into detail, but again, check out the last round of Les Amis videos. But there's a deeper point to be made about systems and people, though. Will your individual actions make or break a system? No, probably not. But systems are made of and by people. You can't separate them. So, do your individual actions impact the system? Absolutely, yes. So, think them through. Act against systems that are unjust, but support those which need and deserve it, because you do not exist in a vacuum. You cannot, in the same breath, decry a system and absolve yourself of responsibility for changing it. This is not enough change should never be an excuse for not making any change at all. As long as we do not allow ourselves to be appeased and distracted with scraps, as long as we do keep the bigger picture and goal in sight, we cannot be the ones to stand in our own way in achieving small victories. It's defeatist. It lacks courage. If you can see what is wrong with the world and you decide to do nothing, I will not countenance such behaviour in myself, and neither should you. You are better than that. We are all better than that. There is so much that we can achieve, but it starts with one foot set in front of the other. Lots of feet, lots of people. Yes, but at the heart of it, each of those people, an individual who made a choice. You do not get to wash your hands of the sordidness you see around you by claiming that it's too big for you to tackle by yourself. It's an excuse. Just start somewhere, do something. Don't you dare just sit there and say, who, me? And if you make a positive decision to sit idly by to suffering, have the honesty to admit it. As ever, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe and comment. You never know what might come of it. And I will see you all next time.